I'm now being joined from Port Harcourt, River State, by the Governor of River State, Governor Yinsam Wike. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for joining us tonight. You're one of those who have made comments about the President's action on the Electoral Act, at which it was passed on to him and he refused assent. This time around, it has been passed on to him again for his assent. What is your view and what are your expectations on the President this time around?
Well, sure, thank you very much. In the first place, I had argued before now that it is not the place of the National Assembly to direct any political party the method of choosing their candidates for elections. For me, I believe that that is purely internal affairs of the party. But be it as it may, that in order not to derail our electoral process, the amendment has been made and then sent back to Mr. President. One good thing for me in that amendment, the amendment of the Electoral Act, is the inclusion of the card reader. For me, it is a major achievement that will reduce the level of violence, that will reduce the level of rigging in the electoral process. So if Mr. President, remember before now, this candidate was included, which Mr. President had before 2019 election rejected. Now again, the National Assembly in their wisdom had also included it in this amendment, say that there should be card reader and then the electronic transmission of the votes. So these are the major things that people are concerned, that will show transparency, that will show that people are having confidence in our electoral process. If these two items are there, I can begin to believe that yes, we're going to get it right this time around. But I will also tell you the truth. I believe that there's also a kind of pressure on Mr. President not to sign because of the inclusion of the card reader and the electronic transmission. If Mr. President signs it, because the pressure is so overwhelming, and so their party is not happy, knowing that the inclusion of these clauses, whether you like it or not, with the way the APC is today, Nigerians do not want them back. And the only way they cannot bring themselves back to power is only by rigging. And if the card reader is removed and the electronic transmission of the votes are not there, then you know that there will not be election in 2023.
Vision of consensus was something that was mooted by President Buhari, and now it has been infused into the bill, which the president it's on the president's table for assent now. What does this mean from a politician point of view? The issue of the consensus. Well, your party used consensus in your national convention. Is it a good infusion, a good creation, or a good suggestion as made by the president?
Well, I do not know whether that was included by Mr. President. But you see, when you say consensus, there's nothing wrong in using consensus as a method of electing those who will represent the party in the various elections. Like you said, in our own national convention, what happened was that everybody sat together and tried to appeal to other people who may be willing to contest that election. And because of the interest of the party, all of them agreed not to run. And so Dr. Ihecha Ayu emerged as the sole candidate. So the election became rancor-free, the election became orderly, and that's not true. Consensus comes when people are willing to make sacrifices. So consensus comes when people have the interests of the party above their own interests. You see, if you don't have people who can make sacrifice for the party, if you don't have people who can say, look, my interest cannot supersede that of the party. Therefore, for my party to move forward, for my party to be prepared to win this election, I'm ready to concede and not to contest. It happens, but I don't know. It depends on individuals. So it is difficult too, where you see people. You can't have a consensus, even if 90% of the people say, look, we want this person, and the other person said no, I will still consent. That is not a consensus, even if the person at about 90% may have chosen for that elective position. But I think it is not a bad method, but it's something that you have to work very hard. It's something that you have to make sacrifice for the interests. Sometimes too, people think consensus is when 70% or 80% have said this is what we want. That again may be done because that again may be a strategy against a particular candidate that may be strong, in that election. And so to push that candidate out, you may come by word of consensus, where some other people will say, look, I think 70% of us who have agreed we don't need to contest election. And then they now say, because 70% have said so, it is a consensus. No. But most cases, some people who put the issue of consensus do it for ulterior motive. They have a target. There's somebody they are targeting. So it is not as if consensus method is a bad arrangement, no. But sometimes it is used to make sure a particular candidate is not allowed, is not given the opportunity to express himself as herself, as the case may be.
So if you look at it as part of what the governors agreed on in Lagos State was that when they had the Southern Governors meeting, was the issue of the 2023 presidency and the zoning or the rotation arrangement. And the agreement at that meeting for the governors was that power should go to the South in 2023. You clarified earlier today, Governor, that on the issue of whether or not you are being picked as a running mate of former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and the former presidential candidate of your party in the 2019 presidential election. But since you are here with us and we have the privilege of talking to you, I'd like to know, I've seen in a lot of places the talks about whether or not you are in the race for the presidency in 2023. Can you tell us, Governor, are you running for president in 2023? President, I beg your pardon.
When is the time limit? Hold on. When is the time limit?
No, I didn't get that. I was asking if you are going to be running for president. Is it true what some people are saying, that you're running for president?
That is what I'm trying to answer. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you, Governor. Please go ahead. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I'm just trying to ask from you, when is the time limit in which a person can declare to run and not to run? Is there any particular time limit that you can declare so that let him not be said that, oh, if you don't declare tomorrow, you may be late? So what time do you think that is the time limit within which a person can declare?
The window is still open. The window is still open, but some of your colleagues are already making their intentions known. And so we are hoping that maybe tonight you might be able to make your declarations too.
So if I want to declare to run, I won't do it before channel television. I will not do it before my people. I've always told people that everybody has his own strategy. If I want to run the election, I have my own strategy. If you want to run the election, you have your own strategy. No doubt, people believe by my performance that I'm likely to run. There's no doubt about the belief of people. But if I want to run an election, everybody will know that I want to run an election. I will tell Nigerians that today I'm declaring I want to run an election. It's not a question of me whether tell us if you want to run election. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. I can't run election without properly looking at how the party is. And like I told you, I work as a team with people. And so it is when we have sat down and reviewed everything, and we believe that, look, yes, we think we can do this, we think we cannot do that. And that is the way I operate. So I don't operate in isolation.
So let me take you. We'll be hoping that when you consult with your people, we might be able to get the privilege of getting to know your intentions, especially when people are talking about you. And in fact, I've seen posters of your face on some posters of 2023 presidency. But I'd like to know where you stand at this moment, because what we're getting and the body language from your political party, PDP, is that the 2023 presidential slot is still thrown open to any region of the country. But you and your colleagues in the South had agreed in Lagos at your meeting of the Southern Governors Forum that the power should rotate to the South. What is your own personal take on that? Do you stand on that with your fellow governors from the South, that power should go to the South in 2023?
I don't understand. I don't understand when you say what is my personal position. I'm a member of the Southern Governors Forum, and Southern Governors Forum have taken a decision, and you are telling me what is my own personal opinion. At a meeting which I attended, and at a meeting whose decision was taken, I was there. What other personal position do you think I have? Assuming I'm not even in support of it. But the mere fact that the group, the association has taken a position, that is my position. You don't expect me to go against what the position of the Southern Governors Forum. It is not done. So my personal opinion is neither here and not there. I subscribe fully with the position of the Southern Governors Forum. There's no way, there are no two ways about it.
The reason why I ask the question is the position of your political party, which is perhaps your major constituency, and of course you're a member of the Southern Governors Forum too. So because your party has not really made it known, they said they've thrown it open, and that has caused a major debate in your political party, and that's why as a leader of the in the PDP, I wanted to know where you stand, whether you stand with the PDP to throwing it open or with the Southern Governors Forum to say it must go to the South.
First of all, Shehu, you must get it right. I don't know where you are getting, where you are getting your information from. Whether you are getting your information from some aspirants whose foot soldiers are going about from one state to the other to tell them to say that no zoning. And therefore, that makes it that the party has said that no zoning. Now, understand that the Southern governors, or the people of the South, not even Southern governors, the people of the South are of the view that the presidency should come to the South this time around. Now, you must also understand in this issue of presidency, so many people have this life ambition that, look, I want to be a president. And so some of them will not allow reasons to even prevail that at this point in time, this is what it's supposed to be. What the party did when the issue of zoning of chairmanship came, the party said, look, the position of chairmanship has been zoned to so area. And you know, people in politics, the implication people have read is that by zoning the chairmanship, it is most likely that the presidency is going to the other side. And so people are beginning to say, no, we have not zoned the presidency. The party said, look, let's leave the presidency now. Let's finish with the issue of chairmanship. Before the presidency, the party will meet and take a position. However, even if the party meets, the governor from that zone or the people from that zone will still canvass that the position should be kept in the South. It does not mean whatever position at the end of the day that the party will take. But when the meeting is called, the people of the South will want to say, look, for justice to prevail, for equity and fairness, that they think this is what it's supposed to be. Then the other zone will also say, look, where you may be right, But we also think, based on this and this, it should be here. So, but at the end of the day, the party will be in a position to say, look, we must tell ourselves the simple truth. This is the way we think it should happen. And that is the way politics is played. I'm not carried away by people who have liabilities to the party when they go about to campaign, some of them to campaign on what they are going to do for the party, but instead of them to campaign on how the party will be united, instead of them to talk about how the party will win election in 2023, they begin to tell you how that aspirant is the best aspirant, as if they have put any exam for aspirants to come and for them to examine that based on this and this and that. I don't even know if you want to talk about presidency. For somebody of my kind and with my record as a governor, as a minister, I don't even see anybody who will tell me that he is much more qualified than me. I don't think that is possible. So it is not good for anybody to begin to go and say, oh, my aspirant is the best of the aspirants. I don't think so. All I preach is that people should talk on issue. Nigeria has a problem. If they've given you the opportunity, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And you are going to canvass your aspirant or your aspirants to be the one to be there. You should be able to tell them these are the things you are going to do if giving you the opportunity. So that is my own position. This issue of the party leaving it open or not is not idea or not. We must take a position at the end of the day. That is what I can say.
Okay, let me quickly, because I'd like to take you up on one of the issues you raised at the stakeholders meeting. But before I go there, Your Excellency, I would like to get your view, because your party has said that it wants to retake power at the center. It wants to rebuild Nigeria, and it wants to take out APC out of prominence in 2023. But the question is whether or not there are those characters and the quality that Nigeria wants, and Nigerians are looking at those who will lead them, or the person who will be the next president in 2023. Can you tell Nigerians tonight, Governor Wike, that your party has what it takes and it's ready to give Nigerians what the average Nigerian desire?
Shehu, let me take you back. When you say the kind of person Nigerians want, that will deliver. Assuming today I want to run for the office of the presidency, what quality do you think I do not have? Why do you think I cannot provide the right leadership for this country to move forward? So what you say, the kind of person Nigerians want, can we know what are the parameters? What kind of person, so that we'll be able to let you know that, look, if you say this and this and this, you have these people here. Take, for example, what leadership are you talking about? Saraki has been a Senate president. Saraki has been a governor. So what kind of qualities are you talking about somebody like Saraki does not possess? What kind of qualities of person that Tamboa does not possess? Someone who has been a speaker, has been a governor. What kind of qualities that you will tell me that Bala Mohammed does not possess? Former senator, former minister. I mean, so you should be able to tell me, what do you think Nigerians are looking at? Tell me, is it in terms of performance, the opportunities we have had? When I was a minister, what did I do? Well, as a governor, what have I done? You see, these are the parameters you should use, and not to say the kind of person Nigeria wants. What kind of person? What we want the problem today in this country? Leadership, who can provide leadership for this country? And that is all. So I don't know other parameters you may have in mind.
You raised a very, we just have a few minutes before break, and after the break, of course, I have one or two more questions for you. But before we go on that break, Governor, you raised some issues about what your predecessor or the administration before you did. A case in point is the issue of the aeroplane found in Germany, and some of the projects that was executed or not executed by your predecessor. But in summary of what you said today at that stakeholders meeting about what your predecessors did, how would you describe what they have done in office. Is this a failure? Is it a pass? But I mean, the question will be, if there are some kind of untoward activity or fraud, why haven't you gone to prosecute whatever activities that have been done under that government?
So when you say prosecute, first of all, you realize that this matter was challenged at the state high court, and the state won, and they went to the Court of Appeal, and the Court of Appeal won, and they have gone to Supreme Court, and here that the matter will be coming up any moment from now. So we are law abiders. We don't just take the laws into our hand. That is on one part. And when you talk about whether there's anything untoward, see, the point people must understand is that I came into office and I said there was no handover to me, so that I would know what are the things the state did, what are the things they have not done, the financial status of the state, and the rest of it. There was no handover. And I said also that I was even denied the opportunity of having the vehicle for the swearing-in ceremony. And I said it was the former governor of Ondo State, Dr. Olusegun Obasanjo, who had to send me a vehicle for a patrol of that swearing-in ceremony. It got to that point. And I said, as a government, just like I am today, I'm living in May. In 6 months' time, I should be preparing my handover note, knowing that my tenure is coming to an end. In 6 months' time, whether it is the successor is the person I supported, or is not the person I supported. But the point is that, as government, not personal, you must prepare a handover note. Take, for example, when Buhari came into office in May 29, 2015, you saw the former governor, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, handing over a document that is to look, Mr. President, this is where I stopped. This is the financial status of the country. This is this and that. And then Mr. President had to look at it and know where to begin from, right? Now, in this case, nothing was handed over to me. And I do know, as a chairman of council then, that under the administration of Dr. Peter Lee, he bought some aircraft, which are supposed to be asset for the state. And one of those aircraft is Legacy 600 jet. And then when I came into office in 2015, I never saw that Legacy 600. And it was through intelligence that we got to know that that aircraft was parked in Germany. And then we had to go and make inquiry. What happened? It was from there we were now told how the aircraft was bought in 2012 for inspection. And the highest inspection for any aircraft will be 6 months. So in 2012, right when the aircraft was parked there, to 2013, to 2014, to 2015, nothing happened. Nobody told anybody anything. And as I came in, there was no record by my predecessor to say, look, this thing is so place. But for intelligence, we have to find out that this aircraft was parked in Germany. And when I went to Germany, I spoke to the press. And then, speaking to the press, then I came to react that I'm playing politics, that there was a handover note to me. And that is very, very insulting. Very insulting. And you see,
Governor Wike, please, just allow us to take a short break.
Who from Ondo State said that 10 days to the end of the tenure that the governor told them to hand over to permanent secretary. Where does that happen? Where you hand over to the permanent secretary?
Let's take a breather.
Does that mean handing over to the chief executive who has taken over from office?
Let's take a breather, and I'll get your closing thought after this break. Stay with us. Plus, also, we'll touch on the issue of Edo State. When we return, Honorable Eric Okaka and Mr. Mwanta Adaze will be joining me after a conversation with Governor Wike. He's one of the elected members of the House of Assembly and the controversies over the non-inauguration of some of the elected members there. Join us again, everyone. Welcome back, everyone. Our concluding moments now with the executive governor of Rivers State, Governor Nyesom Wike. Your Excellency, I was asking you that question. Apologies that we had to go on that break, but I wanted you explain all of these, but in summary, how do you describe the past government? Failed or past? Go ahead.
Okay. It doesn't make any sense how I describe it. I mean, based on what I've told you, based on what I've said, would you say such administration has done well in terms of the assets of the state? Well, it is for the people to judge. If you come to Rivers State, find out from the Rivers people how they feel about the past administration. Because whatever I say now, you say because we're not in the same party or because we're not in good times. But the point is, with these facts you have, judging from your own perspective, what would you say as an average Nigerian? What would you say? So the issue of whether you have done well or you have not done well is the people. But for me, I have told the people what we met, what we are meeting, and what we continue to see tomorrow. And it's for them to judge.
Your Excellency, Governor Nyesom Wike, Governor of Rivers, said, thank you so much for your time tonight. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.